Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. This is the opening of Anna Karenina, a novel which is remarkably similar to, but much better than, the two works which I'm going to be discussing in detail today. For the past 100 years, high school and college students alike have been subjected to The Awakening by Kate Chopin and Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. These works, which are hailed as precursors to modern feminist literature, have been subjected on far too many children for far too long. Admittedly, Flaubert's work can be justifiably read as a very clever satire. However, it is not taught this way. Instead, we get two works about a heroine, and I use this term loosely, who sleeps around and is dissatisfied and then offs themselves. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. These self-indulgent, whimpering, silly ninnies are held up as models of feminism. However, like the Sex and the City girls, all they do is shop, eat, sleep around, and regret the choices they've made in their life. For some reason, we're expected to feel sympathy with these two child women as they indulge themselves in every drippy desire they have. They flip from passion to passion, never pursuing any one thing long enough for it to fulfill them in any real way, expecting immediate gratification at all times. The sad thing is, students are taught that these two women are examples of proto-feminism. They are not proto-feminists. In fact, they are nothing but children. While Flaubert's work can be redeemed by the teacher being clever enough to read it as satire as opposed to reading it straight, the same thing can't be said to be true for The Awakening. I've seen student after student idealize the hero of The Awakening, Edna, even though Edna is extremely passive and never seeks anything of import. They and their teachers hold her up as an ideal of feminism, even though Edna is fundamentally as anti-feminist as one can get. She has no strength in and of herself. Even her suicide is the most passive act possible. By comparison, Anna Karenina of the eponymous work is more of a catalyst than anything else. She is not the sole focus of the work by any stretch, and in many ways is not the hero at all. While Anna shares many of the same traits as the heroes of the other books, including death by self-induced wussiness, the book itself is immensely complex with a massive cast of characters, all of which are thrown into turmoil by Anna's actions. This is unlike the other two works, in which Emma and Edna both pass through their lives not really affecting anybody except their husband. In The Awakening especially, other characters provide viable alternatives to Edna's passiveness. Mademoiselle Reisz, for example, is more of a model of modern feminism than anyone else in any of these works. The shame of it all is Flaubert and Chopin are both beautiful writers, and these books are gorgeously written, yet the fundamental plot and character structure is despicable. The odd thing, this is in direct contrast to their other work. Chopin and Flaubert's short stories are just wonderful, and I highly recommend them. If you find your teacher or professor making you read these books, remind them of the wonders of Anna Karenina and point them to a Chopin anthology. You'll be better served, and you'll be glad you did. This has been Joseph Cadott for Old Sins Reviews, High School Edition.